Hi guys, Elle here. We are going to review the Rosetta Tarot today by Meleen. Now this was a deck released back in 2011, and I do have the pocket-sized version that comes in an adorable little tin like this. I do not have the full size, which actually is actually kind of sold out at the moment. I think she only released the first edition was like 777 decks, and they are all gone right now. I have no idea if she plans to do like another printing of them or not, but you can absolutely still get your hands on the smaller version like I have here. But I did want to do this review right away for a couple of reasons, one of which being her second deck, Tabula Mundi. It's actually been out for a little while in a black and white version, which she completed a while back, but she just finished like coloring and painting all the cards. So the deck is now fully complete and is actually funding on Kickstarter right now. So I'll put a link below to her Kickstarter page and also to rosettatarot.com, I think it is, and all her websites and stuff, so you can check it out. But go support her on Kickstarter. I already got my copy of the deck and a copy of the book that comes with Tabula Mundi. I am so excited. That deck looks friggin' amazing, you guys. It's like unbelievable looking. Okay, back to this deck. I also want to do it because we have been talking a lot about Golden Dawn and Thoth correspondences and all that kind of stuff on the channel. So I thought it'd be a good time to jump into this deck. It is literally one of my favorite decks. It is probably, if not my most used deck for tarot reading, definitely like up there. It's a go-to. I love reading with it. I know it might sound a little strange because I'm not 100% Golden Dawn girl, you know. I think some of their correspondences are a little bonkers in my opinion. But one of the things I love about Golden Dawn decks and the Thoth deck and Thoth inspired decks and Thoth clones almost like this one is that they have pip cards, and I feel like free when I read with pip cards or pip-like cards like you have in the Thoth deck and the Rosetta Tarot here. Okay, so the pocket version, they all come in tins. What you can do is for, I think it comes to about $30 if you get that version, you can pick out any one of the tarot cards and have her put it as like the front cover of the tin. I chose the Hermit. For a few dollars less, if you don't want to spend that much, I think it's like 25 or 26 or something like that. I think it comes with, on both sides, this is what the back of the card looks like, so you just have like her beautiful rosy cross on the front and back. But I think it's just so awesome that you can like pick out your own image for your little tin. So great. I went to the website years ago fully intending to purchase a full-size version, and then I saw how the little ones came in tins like this, and my heart was stolen. I had to have it. So cute. And I think that even may be part of the reason why this is such a go-to deck for using for readings for me, because it is small, you know. I carry it with me all the time, and it's great for larger spreads. So I do want to very quickly just give you a little size comparison here. By the way, this is how it comes. There's a ribbon attached. How beautiful is that? And then you lift the cards out like that. Again, I'm doing all this with a camera in my face and between my arms, so if I do stupid things, that's totally why. And then, let's do this first. I think she's actually still offering this on the website too. First of all, it comes with like a numbered and signed card. How beautiful is that? Mine is 154 of 555. And she even asks, you know, for your name, if you want, to be written in hieroglyphs on a card for you. This is the Egyptian goddess Sechet. And you get your name in hieroglyphs. So that is my name in hieroglyphs. I even actually already have a necklace of my of a cartouche, my name in hieroglyphs, and my name I love. So I thought that was freaking cool. I don't very often use significator cards, but I love having it, and I keep it down under the ribbon so it doesn't get mixed in with my deck. And let me grab some cards here so you guys actually get an idea of the size, because when you're talking mini decks or pocket size decks or you know, anything like that, it can be hard to know exactly like what you're going to get. You know, see, they have the dimensions written out. I don't even know what the dimensions are for this one, but you know, it's hard to, unless you compare it to something else or actually hold it in your hand, it's always a little weird. Okay, I just zoomed out a little bit so you can see everything. This is a full size, your standard tarot size, basically. It's a Centennial Rider-Waite Smith card. And obviously, because it's a mini, it's way, way, way smaller. But I do also have here, this is the same deck, the Centennial Rider-Waite Smith, but this is the one that comes in the tin that US Games puts out. And it is, the Rosetta Tarot is still quite a bit smaller than that. It's not too much more narrow, just a hair, but you do have, it's quite a bit shorter. And then I have one more card here to show you. This is the mini that Los Scarabeo puts out. This is like the Fairy Tarot. And you can see Rosetta is actually quite a bit larger than that guy. So it's sort of, it lives like in between those guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, just to give you an idea if you do go ahead and get a mini version of this deck. Okay, real quick, before I jump into showing you guys the cards, I do want to let you know that my mini deck in the tin did not come with a little white book or anything like that. It just came with the 2 extra cards, the significator card and the title card. Now, if you do have the full-size deck, or she re-releases the full-size cards or does another printing, that does come with a little white book. Now, there also is an actual book. A wonderful, I'll talk more about it, but an amazing book for this deck called the Book of Sachet, which, oh, I'm so sorry, it's actually sold out right now too. I think they just sold all the copies that they had. Again, I don't know if it'll come back into print. But don't fret, my friends, because you can totally get the book still by doing this. You download the Fool's Dog app, and it actually has, this is what it looks like, pictures of every single card, just like all the other Fool's Dog apps, and this one has like the book, like the complete book in here. You can even just click, you don't even have to click on the cards to get the meaning. You can do that too, but the entire book is listed in here separately. Where's the contents? Here you go. You get everything. Look, I changed my font for you this time, guys. You get explanations of all the cards. She talks about astrology. She talks about Kabbalah. She talks about Crowley. She talks about Golden Dawn. And there's even some wonderful, amazing spreads back here. The Rosetta Stone spread is amazing. And this Fibonacci rose. Oh my God. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Hang on. The Fibonacci rose. I adore this spread. It is absolutely fantastic. I might have to do this one in a video. It's really cool. So a bunch of these were specifically designed for, by Meleen for the Rosetta Tarot. And they're fantastic. She also has a way of writing that is just, oh, it's so good. I'll talk more as we go through the cards, so you don't have to stare at this shit all day. First of all, because this is a deck that I use all the time, I've already had to re-edge it like a million times, and it's in need of re-edging again. This was originally done with a black marker. It's just sort of faded. It does look like white when you get this deck, though. And the background is actually blue here in the corners. It's not black, so you could totally edge this deck in blue, and I keep thinking I'm going to do it. This might be worn down enough where I might be able to go over it with a blue Sharpie. I think that would look really cool. Anyway, this is the backs. Aren't they gorge? You have like a rosy cross like you have in the Thoth, just completely different. And prettier. There we go. Sorry, this is a mini deck, like I said, so I am trying to keep it zoomed in and stay still so you guys can really see the images. But I have a lot to say about this deck, I think. So I'm going to talk as I show you the cards and not talk too much about what's going on in the cards. I think I'm going to do, actually, because it is more or less a Thoth clone, or at the very least an insanely Thoth-inspired deck, I think I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. I might even film that right after this, where I show you guys all these cards and right next to it the Thoth cards, so you can look at what's similar and what's different. I think that would be a really cool thing to do with this deck. And in that video, maybe I'll talk a little bit more about some of the symbols and all that. That's been included here. It's a mind-blowing deck, you guys. So firstly, the colors are so vibrant and so like powerful. Oh my gosh, they pop so much. I think that this deck also has a very feminine feel to it, where the Thoth deck, I think, does have a very strong sort of masculine energy to it. I feel like this is like a feminine counterpart to the Thoth deck. And like I've said, it is very much a Thoth-based deck. While most of the images are very similar, there's still a lot of reinterpretation and rethinking that's happened with this deck. However, she does not ever like veer from a traditional Thoth and Golden Dawn meaning, and this all does totally follow like a Thoth tradition, a Thoth layout. Like, what is it? Strength is lust, and justice is adjustment, and number 11. All the suit names are the same. All the court card names are the same. The world is the universe, and judgment is aeon, and so on and so forth. Look at that. They're just gorgeous. So all the coloring is like the Golden Dawn color scale. And you'll see lots of, Egyptian mythology and Greek mythology, lots of Kabbalah and alchemy references, and Thelemic references. All the same stuff, really, that Crowley sort of utilized in his deck as well. Here's your adjustment card. So I think one of the other things that I love about this deck and book, or just maybe about Meleen, I love you, is that she really does look at tarot in a unique way, in a beautiful way that I really agree with. She understands that there's really no, what does she say about it? Like, there's no static meanings for the cards. You can't exactly define abstract comments, so she says that like each card taps into a fluid concept. And that is exactly how I feel about tarot. Even in like a Rider-Waite-Smith or decks that contain scenes on the pip cards, I think they're just tapping into like one aspect of that fluid range of meaning in the card. And that's why I find it so freeing in decks like these, where there isn't, a scene, something happening, What you do get in decks, in this deck and the Thoth deck, they have the same keywords in both decks, but you do get those keywords at the bottom, which I'm really not a huge fan of, but, what are you going to do? This is one of my favorite cards. Actually, I gotta talk about this card for a second, you guys. Look at what is behind the Hermit here. Can you see that? It is totally, I knocked the camera over. It's a labyrinth, like a Shark Cathedral labyrinth, exactly like I have tattooed on me. And then that's my other tattoo right there. There's a seed of life. Can you see that? Love. He's walking the labyrinth. What a beautiful metaphor to have the Hermit walking the labyrinth, going inside of himself. Like, oh my God, so good. And that's a lot of the kind of stuff that you'll see that she's added in here. These just beautiful, beautiful metaphors and things, beautiful symbols. The other thing I love about this deck that I think is really cool about this card is that things that you might not necessarily notice on the Thoth deck. The Thoth deck is so highly stylized, that you almost miss stuff. It's almost hard to see some of the figures, and having it sort of reinterpreted like this, you'll see most of the same symbols, but they pop differently. You're like, oh my God, there's a swan on this card. That was an egg in the other card. Like, it's so good. I think that's why just card comparison in general is so invaluable. And we're so lucky to have so many different interpretations of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck that, like, there's no symbol you haven't studied in-depthly on those cards, because your attention's been drawn to them in so many different ways. And this deck that does the same thing for the Thoth deck. There's not a lot of, clones and things like that for the Thoth deck, and a lot of people, they just, they live there. You feel like you've come home when you find this. That's what Meleen describes when she came across the Thoth also. It was like she came home. She felt so wonderful there. Now, she does have a very strong sort of Rider-Waite-Smith background. That was where she started, like how most of us have started. That's her palm print behind the Wheel of Fortune there. I love that there's like a second wheel sort of up here, and it's in the shape of a thigh. How cool is that? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, she started with a Rider-Waite-Smith. And I think that, actually, she mentioned somewhere how her intention at the inception of this deck, when she just was thinking about making it, really, her intention was to do a deck that, I forget how she described it, but maybe like bridge the gap between a Rider-Waite-Smith deck and a Thoth deck, to sort of combine the two. She says how at one point, at some point anyway, the Thoth genes became more dominant. Clearly they did. Look at this guy. Focus. Isn't that beautiful? I feel like the Death card is another Thoth card where it's like, whoa, there's so much going on. What is happening? It's just so beautiful here. Yeah, so her book, I think, is a wonderful, like, I could not recommend this book highly enough. Even if you have no interest in this deck, but you do have an interest in maybe learning more about Thoth, about the Thoth deck and Crowley, read her book. It's fantastic. She doesn't necessarily say, you know, this is how it's connected to a Rider-Waite-Smith, but she has that background and it comes through, and she explains Crowley and Golden Dawn ideas so fucking clearly and beautifully. It's a good book, you guys. She doesn't assume that you have, you know, a lot of prior, you know, Kabbalistic knowledge, you know. She takes you on this journey and fully explains everything. She even explains almost all the symbols that are on, like, each and every card, too. I don't love when people write a book to go with their deck and they leave, you know, a lot out. It can be fun to decipher, but give me your opinion. Why is that there? I love hearing that, like, right from the source. I think that's fantastic. So I'm also very excited for her second deck, because it feels like the artwork on that deck is like a little bit more mature, like more detailed. If you look real closely at these cards, it's not like they're childish in any way, shape, or form, but they are, I don't even know how to describe it, like, just compared to her second deck and how detailed and fine everything is in that deck. Oh, this card actually just reminded me, I pulled a quote out of the book. I wanted to read it to you guys. I thought it was beautiful. Keep going here. She says in her book, tarot is an intuition trigger and gives external form to internal processes, thus aligning mind or the higher self to consciously connect with that which it knows but is not always able to articulate without a bridge to the unconscious, which tarot creates. How good is that? There's your Judgment card, or your Eon card, number 20. And here is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Check out this World card, or this Universe card, 21. You know what, now might actually be a good time. I wanted to give you guys a little sampling of, like, how she writes and what's in the book. I'm going to read you guys a little bit from my app, technically, which is only like $4. Get this Fool's Dog app, you guys. Oh my god, it's amazing. But I'm going to read you a little bit about the World card. And all you do when you go into your app here is you go to wherever you want to go, explore, and then click on cards, and they come up with images like this. So this is your majors. You can go over, you have your wands, your cups, but here's our Universe card. And then it comes up with a beautiful full size. I should just show you guys the images on the screen because they're so much bigger. Whatever. And you click on it, and then it gives you like a brief explanation of what is this, like divinatory meanings basically. And then if you just click on full text from the book, it gives you everything about it. And this is the kind of stuff that's included here too. You have the Golden Dawn title. If this was a minor, you'd have the astrological correspondences and the decans. For this one, she has, it's the planetary trump of Saturn, the element of Earth, Hebrew letter Tau, and then the pathway on the tree of life is 32, and she tells you where it goes from number 9, Yesod, the foundation, to number 10, Malkuth, the kingdom. All your traditional Golden Dawn correspondences. And just to give you an idea, this is, there's so much written here. It's wonderful. It's juicy, good stuff. Like, I'm still going. Okay, I'm going to read this part here. The universe is the cosmic complement to the Fool. The Fool is shown just having exited a portal formed from the spinning body of an Ouroboros. The figure on the universe card is shown just ready to return, stepping back through the Ouroboros portal, which has revolved to the end of its cycle, slowing down and reaching its skeletal end. All things, all potential have been fulfilled. It is the beginning and the end of a cycle. And she talks a little bit about the Hebrew letter correspondence. I'm going to skip over that and jump ahead to this next part. She says, the Aleph of the Fool and the Tau of the universe together spell Ath, meaning essence. Crowley, that's right, she quotes Crowley and explains him amazingly. That's why this book is so good, for interpreting Crowley. But she says, Crowley in the Book of Thoth states, all reality is consequently comprised in the series of which these two letters form the beginning and the end. The beginning was nothing, the end must therefore also be nothing, but nothing in its complete expansion. And also, the Fool is the negative issuing into manifestation. The universe is that manifestation, its purpose accomplished, ready to return. The 20 cards that lie between these two exhibit the great work and its agents in various stages. The image of the universe in this sense is accordingly that of a maiden, the final letter of the tetragrammaton. And then what she does here is she goes on to talk about how the maiden or the princess is the final letter in the tetragrammaton. She explains the Golden Dawn description of the card, and she pulls it all together. I'm not going to read the whole thing here, you guys, or you'll kill me. This start's really cool, actually, too. There's 72 vertebrae on the skeletal Ouroboros at the end here in the universe card. Isn't that beautiful? And she talks about, why there's 72. The cards are that detailed, and the book is that detailed. It's wonderful. And then down here she talks about what it means in a reading. It's great. Yeah, but that is why I highly recommend that book. Ready? Check this out, actually. It'd be like a good book to read if you just need help deciphering your Thoth deck, It's so good for that. Plus, also, you could use any book about a Thoth deck or even a Golden Dawn deck to help you get in touch with the symbolism on these cards. It's that interchangeable. But I just wanted to show you guys both of those side by side. That's what he was talking about, both Ouroboros and this at the beginning and this at the end. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, guys, on to the minor arcana. The Ace of Wands, your root of fire. So, okay, one of the other really fucking cool things about this deck is that as how she went about drawing each and every suit a little bit differently. Like, she used different mediums for each suit. So in this suit, in the suit of Wands, she utilized colored pencils to bring in that wood aspect of wands and fire, and acrylic paint. She actually used acrylic paint, I believe, for everything. That's sort of what ties the whole deck together. And the majors, or the entire major arcana, was done with acrylic paintings. And then in the in the sword suit, she used a dry etching kind of a technique, she said, something like that. And then in the cup, she utilized watercolors and acrylic paint. And then in the suit of discs, she utilized oil-based paints also oil comes from the earth. It's from the very beginning, she was invoking the elements and the energy of each suit. I love that. I think maybe actually, I know that she did all the artwork for these cards on card size like she did mini paintings, basically, like they were just like whatever it is, 3 inches by 5 inches, and there was no Photoshop or anything like that used, maybe just to resize the images a little bit. But that may be what gives it that kind of a less detailed, I guess, effect than you see on lots of other cards. When people do their artwork and their paintings, they often do them in much bigger sizes than you actually see on the cards. Like they shrink their artwork down to size to fit onto tarot card sized cards. But it creates such a cool effect. It's amazing that these are done like mini paintings. All right, here are some of our court cards. Here is your Knight of Wands. You can see how very reminiscent this is of your Thoth deck. Just done in a truly unique way. Even when I feel like she does, veer off course and things look a little bit different from your Thoth deck, she still like keeps it real. Like she still keeps it a Thoth deck. She gets at the same meaning that same angle or way of coming at things that the Thoth deck does, that Crowley has. Isn't that beautiful? Here is our cups. Ace of Cups, Root of Water. Isn't that beautiful? I love all the incorporation of a lot of sacred geometry and a lot of Eastern imagery and symbolism, and even a lot of the stuff I think that is on the original Thoth deck. Like there's just so much that I wasn't seeing until I got this deck. I'm like, wait, there's fucking dolphins on that card, or there's this on that card. I'm like, I didn't see it. And I think for me, it's like how a lot of people feel maybe about the classic Rider-Waite-Smith deck. They're like, I like a Rider-Waite-Smith tradition, and I like the cards, but the artwork doesn't necessarily speak to them. I think a lot of people, they just don't love that artwork on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and I have a similar feeling sort of about the Thoth deck. I do like it. I think it's beautiful, but I don't know, it feels a little dated. Some of it's a little hard to see, and I don't know, it's not necessarily my favorite style of artwork. And this deck, it speaks to me in a very different way. Like, I love the way that she did this artwork. And I mean, look at that. It's clearly still very similar to the Thoth deck, but I love the energy of this deck. It's a high energy, beautifully colored deck. You still have all your Crowley keywords down there. By the way, I don't think that I necessarily would have even noticed that she used different mediums for each suit. I'm not an artist or anything, and nothing jumps out at you like it's that different from suit to suit. In my opinion, the deck still feels very cohesive. I only knew that even happened from reading her website and reading about the deck. And if you're looking for it, like, you can see it. It's kind of neat. And here are your cup court cards. So clear. There's a few court cards, I think, in the Thoth deck that it's almost hard to even see. This is one of them, right? Your Queen of Cups. Like, it's almost hard to see that there's even a woman there. And here, it's so clear. And you get that bird up there. Isn't that beautiful? Your Prince of Cups. Check out the princess. Oh, isn't she gorgeous? There is some, like, nudity, but, it's not bad. I can pretty much read with this deck for almost anybody. And I do, all the time. There's even this lovely interview with Meleen. I'll post a link to it down below also with all the other links. By the way, here's your sword suit with the etching. You can see it has a little bit of a different feel to it. Gorgeous. Anyway, in the interview, well, first of all, she talks about, how, what made her want to make a tarot deck, and how she feels about tarot and why she loves it. And it really is. It's a lovely little interview. But she talks about how she started with a Rider-Waite-Smith, and then, when she found the Thoth, she had like a visceral connection with it, she says. and how she even, you know, like I said before, like I had the same thing, how she loved how the Thoth deck didn't have like scenic minors. There wasn't a scenario being played out in each minor arcana card. She said how it contained more of an emotion. You feel that, you know, how it had a spirit, you know, and how that made room for her and for me. I feel the same way, for a greater range of possibility. It just opens things up for you, and I've always loved that. And I love the way she talks about that. It's your Six of Swords. Aren't the colors like just wow? How do you get colors like this? It's amazing. And like I said, you'll see when we do the side by side with the Thoth, all the it's not like the colors are very muted in the Thoth deck, but this just, it looks so much more vibrant compared to the Thoth. And she utilizes all those Golden Dawn color scale correspondences and everything. So it really is the same or similar shade of that color. It's just so much more intense and bright and vivid in this deck. Laying these cards out in a spread, it's like, oh, it pops, man. It looks so bright and fun and beautiful. And I feel like you do experience a range of emotion with this deck. It's not just uber positive and happy and fun, and it certainly isn't negative or anything, but like I just said, you know, when she looked at the minor cards, she like they have an emotion with it, and you really do, even though there's not a scene on any of the minors. That is one of the things I love about decks like this. Queen of Swords. You Prince of Swords. I love this card. Aren't they cute? Little fairy dudes. Very reminiscent of your Thoth. Anybody who knows Thoth will feel right at home with this deck. There's your princess. Alright, on to the last suit. Now, the suit of discs here is definitely by far the suit where there are the most changes from a Thoth deck, the most re-envisioning of the cards. Oh, how cool is that one? That one's very similar. But yeah, here we go. So you start to get, and you've seen that throughout the deck. There's little stuff, but I feel like you really feel it here in the suit of discs. There's a couple cards that have this bee honeycomb kind of reference thing going on, which, oh my god, come on, this card has worked. It works. It fucking works so well. What's the Thoth look like in this one? What card is this? Four of Discs. This is the one with the castle, with the four elements, I think, are in each corner of the castle, the fortress looking thing. And instead of going with that image, she went with like the image of a safe. And here, let me zoom in a little bit. You still get your four alchemical elemental symbols there. Where is your? Oh, there we go. You have Sun in Capricorn. You still have all the same information that is on the Thoth deck. It's just rethought and redone, but it still gets at the same meaning. Isn't that great? This is another one that looks very different, but how cool is that? I just love that card. Mercury and Taurus. Five of Discs. Here's another bee card. How great is that? Even the whole background is all honeycombs. Oh, I love the darkness of this card. Beautiful. I think it's funny, actually. This is even like one of the brightest and happiest cards, I feel like, for me in the Thoth deck. And she made it even brighter and happier. I love that. Was that an owl up there too? How cool. She even incorporated, I think, the astrological correspondences in a really interesting way. Look, it's Sun in Virgo, and the Virgo is actually down there, almost in the roots of the plant. That's one of my favorite cards. And here's another one that looks very different, but it really doesn't just get at the meaning perfectly. And this one looks sort of similar. 10 of Discs. What else did I want to mention about this deck? Oh, the name, Rosetta Tarot. Obviously a reference to the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone being, you know, what the stone that helped humanity decipher Egyptian hieroglyphs. You know, it had the Greek and the hieroglyphs next to it. It had a third language, though. What was it? No one ever remembers the third language. Some pre-Coptic something or other. But, you know, she talks about it in her book a little bit. She says, you know, that's a lot. That's really, it's how she looks at tarot, you know, like it's a metaphor for tarot's ability to decode the mysteries of life. And I agree, like I've said it before, you know, tarot is an alphabet, you know, it's even therefore language in and of itself. So I think the Rosetta Tarot is, just a beautiful name for this deck. And there is your Princess of Discs. Gorgeous, right? And that brings us back around. So, like I've said, if the artwork on the Thoth deck is maybe a bit of a turnoff to you, it's not your favorite thing, it's not for me, this deck might be a fantastic alternative. And I would, of course, really recommend the book, or just go ahead and get yourself the app, because the entire book is in there. But I'd recommend the book for anybody who maybe has a hard time understanding Crowley, which is really all of us. If you have a bit of a hard time with the Book of Thoth, she quotes it and she explains things, and her writing and her way of explaining things is simple and it's easy to understand. There's descriptions of all the cards, great fantastic divinatory meanings, and she links things up for people who have a more Rider-Waite-Smith sort of a background. It's beautifully done, the whole thing. And how cool is a tin for your tarot? Like, j'adore. Let me put it away. The mini does shuffle really well. It's good card stock, and it is a beautiful, perfect, wonderful little deck. And don't forget to head over to the Kickstarter and get your hands on some of the Tabula Mundi goodies that are available right now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I am going to film that side by side right now, so hang tight. I'll see you soon. Bye.